whatever Andy Prabhu has is always better than what we have. In every aspect. Please, and it's very nice. Actually, I feel really grateful. I don't know what I would have done yesterday alone, but they decided to come. Thank you very much. So thank you, Mataji and Prabhu, for coming. I mean, the 3 kids, it's really a strategy. It's like for the single person to go to Alabama, like that. What is going to take for you guys to go to Alabama? It's going to take to go to the temple here. Because you have to manage 3 kids and what it takes to 1 kid, Imagine if you have 3 like that. It's like amazing. And we are very fortunate to have Jim Jago, who is always waking us up from a slumber of sleep. And also Abby. They are probably, hopefully, hope not, but it's going to be their last Sunday. They are leaving to Colorado. When?
We think that this is it.
This is it? Oh my God.
Then we'll come back with
Yeah. You may come with 100 more devotees with you. With your bus full of load full of devotees. And some will be running behind the buses. Hare Krishna. They are on a spiritual trip and they want to reach Srimad Bhagavatam every day in a bus. That's a wonderful aspiration. Isn't it? Am I joking? Or? Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. It's really inspiration. Each one here is an inspiration. Like Queen Mataji is also amazing devotee. She's just absolutely outstanding. She's fighting with so many things, but she's Krishna conscious. She's not giving up, right? Everyone. Our glories to all the wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who have assembled here. So we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav, our national anthem. Please hold your hand. Jai Radha Madhav. We'll sing in different tune. Dhananjaya, We'll be reading from chapter 4, text 2, Bhagavad Gita. This is an awesome verse. You will love it. Thank you very much. Are you there? Everyone? 4.2? Evam parampara praptam Imam raja shayo vidur Sakalane hamahatam Yogo nashta param tapa Would you like to sing in a tune, this song? Is that okay? We're going to try it. It's going to be spontaneous. I'm not prepared. Okay. Evam parampara praptam Evam parampara praptam Imam raja shayo song of God. Hare Krishna. This is Bhagavad Gita is song of God. What do you mean by song? It's sung from the heart. It's not sung from the intelligence, but the intellectuals, the Krishna's heart is also so wonderful. So many intellectuals can keep intellectualizing Bhagavad Gita, but still they cannot get it, anything. Because it is only from, Krishna says, you can only understand me with devotion. Bhaktyama abhijanati. What Krishna says? Bhaktamam abhijanati. Only with devotion. Now, what do you mean by devotion? Love for the Lord. Now, when you fall in love, what do you think of that person always? So Krishna also said how to fall in love with me. How do you fall in love with him? At patram pushpam phalam toyam. You first thing when you fall in love, what you do is you give flowers, right? So Krishna says, if you want to fall in love with me, just offer little flower. You don't have to be a very rich person. You can offer, if you don't want flowers, don't worry. Just offer leaves. How much the leaf cost? You just, if you give somebody a leaf, say, probably you will feel offended. That person will feel offended. What? You brought me leaves? Isn't it? On Valentine's Day, you are giving leaf. Here you are. A little leaf for you.
A red leaf.
Red leaf, red tips. So, you say, oh my God, if Brian Prabhu gives you a leaf, will you appreciate?
I probably
Thank you. But normally, nobody would appreciate the leaf. If I give leaf, my God. I said, yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Why do you lie, Siti?
Like the thought that comes. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so here the Supreme Personality, the translation, you can say that. The Supreme Science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. Please repeat. The Supreme Science thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. And saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken. And therefore the science as it appears to be lost.
Therefore the science as it appears to be lost.
Anybody like to read? Yeah?
The whole thing?
Purport.
It is clearly stated that the Gita was especially meant for the saintly kings because they were to execute its purpose in ruling over the citizens. Certainly, Bhagavad Gita was never meant for the demonic persons who would dissipate its value for no one's benefit and would devise all types of interpretations according to personal whims. As soon as the original purpose was scattered by the motives of the unscrupulous commentators, there arose the need to re-establish the disciplic succession. 5,000 years ago, it was detected by the Lord himself that the disciplic succession was broken, and therefore he declared that the purpose of the Gita appeared to be lost. In the same way, at the present moment also, there are so many editions of the Gita, especially in English, but almost all of them are not according to authorized disciplic succession. There are innumerable interpretations rendered by different named scholars, but almost all of them do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna,
Anybody would like to say something on this verse? Any comments?
I mean, I just feel like it's just so like wonderful, like how, I guess, scientific and meticulous like this whole process was, and like society was like shaped and everything, like how everything was like perfect, and everything had a perfect, well, everything still does have a perfect, well, I mean, I don't know how to say that about like current society, but like the way society was shaped like before, like they all had a purpose, and so it's like how we were talking about how like this is for the kings, like this knowledge is for those who are in charge, for them to follow, and then basically if they're following it, then the whole kingdom is like if the captain knows where to take the ship, then everybody on the ship is also going in the right place too. So I just think it's so just such a beautiful culture and tradition. You know?
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. This is, you can see that this originally was spoken to sun god many million years ago. Now people who realize that when the time of creation the Bhagavad Gita was actually being there, it was spoken to sun god, means you can imagine the vast one. And they were the originals. So the knowledge which was lost due to the time and broken in disciplic succession. Now how does the disciplic succession gets broken over the period? Speculation. Very good. Anything else?
Someone wants to change.
Huh?
Someone wants to change something.
What is it? Almost change?
Like someone changes.
Somebody changes. Very good. Yes, you were saying something. Lack of faith. Wow, what a great point. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. Actually, you all have a wonderful, valid point. If we don't take the message of Gita in our life as it is, and if we try to, it happens with many other religions also. If they actually use what was spoken by original personality or whatever, whoever spoke, and in the descending, if we use the ulterior motive, in fact, it was spoken, please, I heard from Pretu Prabhu, you can ask him, I'm not the authority to speak on it, but I've heard from authority that originally in Bible, the Jesus was a vegetarian. And when there was some of the descendant came, and one of the king's daughter was very fond of fishes and everything, and she added in the Bible that it's okay to have this kind of thing. So originally, if you actually see, the messages are very pure. But if we really want to understand it, it's not just intelligent, it has to be understood in the realization. Very important point. If we are not realized it, and if we try to speak about the same message, it is Prabhupada says, the bullets are there everywhere. If you throw the bullet, he will probably catch it. But if it is in gun and shoot the bullet, it will go through the heart. Are you getting my point? The changes are not just a philosophy, but change of heart has to happen. And unless the change of heart happens, that philosophy does not become a fulfillment in your life. It doesn't matter who speaks, I'm just I'm just an instrument. Somebody else might speak the same thing. But it will have so much potency in it that it will break your heart. It will just turn your heart into, it's all material illusions will just, it's like a bomb just falling on the heart and the whole material desire just shatters. Just when Srila Prabhupada was speaking, he was only speaking for 20 to 30 minutes. Have you seen any class for 1 hour Prabhupada? No. Just speaking for 20, and it was so penetrating that devotees were, oh my God, this was the most amazing class we have ever heard. Because the potency was there. The bullet was coming with the full power of previous acharyas. So when the words, why the Shukadev Goswami was chosen when his own father, the author, was present. Vyasadeva, imagine his father was present and he asked his son, who doesn't even wear diapers. It was like all 4 directions. And he was asked, and in fact when he arrived, the children were throwing stones at him. They didn't understand who he really is. He didn't say, what do you guys think about me? Why you are throwing stones at me? He was not even aware that they were throwing stones. And as soon as he arrived in assembly, everyone unanimously got up. There was, including his own father, he got up. Understand? Now, this is very rare to have like this kind of setting. And the children stopped throwing stones at him. They said, wow, this assembly got up to receive this Shukadev Goswami. So it's not necessary that you have to have a number of years in Krishna consciousness. What is important is you have to give ears. And through the ears, you actually, 2 ears Krishna is given, but when we hear it, we have to see that how we can apply Krishna consciousness today in our lives. So when that happens, it becomes a revolution. It just really becomes. Prabhupada said, if you give me 18 people, 18 pure devotees, I'll take over the world. Only 18, not 5,000. Only 18 devotees, I'll take over the world. But they have to follow my instruction in total, completely. So, if we want to make our life very pure, it doesn't matter which ashram it is. Not necessarily when you reach vanaprastha or sannyas, you get purified. No, of course it helps, of course. But what it helps is the desire. What you need is the desire to get purified. You really have a strong desire. If you have why the people become Olympic champions? Because they have a strong desire to win gold medal. They will do anything to win that medal, isn't it? They work so hard. Their goal from childhood, yes, medal, gold. Nothing but the gold, huh? So when they work hard for the medal, which is just going to remain for some time with them, what to speak of eternal medal, eternal life full of bliss and happiness, and association of the Lord and His devotees is so rare, it's much rare. And do you think that there will not be any struggle? Don't even think of it, that spiritual life will be just a hunky-dory. Yes, Hare Krishna. Krishna is going to test your faith in every situation. As you advance, your faith will become, your test will become stronger. and the mind is going to take you to the different directions, and it's just going to convince you. Yesterday we were just talking in the car, that mind convinces you not to do certain spiritual activities, right? Yes, am I right or wrong? This only happens with me. Mind convinces you that, oh, okay, don't worry, it procrastinates us. So the thing is, what if Prabhupada would have procrastinated coming to US? What would have happened to all of us? We would have been, can't even imagine where we would be. So when we come in contact with devotees, that's where the parampara praptam. We actually get connected to parampara, disciplic succession. Do you know this? It's not with me. You're not connecting with me. You're connecting with Srila Prabhupada. You're connecting with Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You're connecting with God and Nitai. And through them, you're actually connecting to Radha and Krishna. So beautiful. Where in the world where you get a connection, where through the passing through the one disciplic succession after another, you actually get connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's pretty rare. So I would like to tell one story from Ramayana. It's very beautiful, you will love it. Some of you may have read the Ramayana, but this is not very, very special story. Not many people know about this pastime of Ramayana. Are you ready? As you know, probably Lord Ramchandra had 14 years of exile, right? And he came back after the exile. And a lot of his friends, circles and everyone, his friend was Guha, one of his close friends. Was Guha, and he came to see, he heard Lord Ramchandra is coming after 14 years, and the festival of Diwali started right from that point. You know that? When Lord Ramchandra was coming back, they lit up the whole city, and that's where the festival of lights started. And when he heard, the Guha was so enthusiastic, he just jumped on his chariot and started running, and the horse and everything was chariot. He was just going fast. That's just going so fast. And then what happened was they were preparing the nice yajna and everything, and he went so fast that he tipped off one of the edges of yajna with his chariot, and he didn't even realize in his enthusiasm. His whole yajna was supposed to be performed by I don't remember exactly the name of the priest, but I think it was Vishwamitra Muni, but I could be wrong. But he was performing the whole yajna, and the whole yajna was broken. The tip was broken. If anything broken, the whole yajna is gone. You can't this. So, and his chariot, and then Vishwamitra Muni was upset, and he told Lord Ramchandra. But this Guha was ecstatic. Oh, I want to see Lord Ramchandra. And then he was very upset, and he told Lord Ramchandra, you have to punish him, you have to kill him. My God, it's something like a battlefield. You have to kill your own friends. So he said, my God, what? He said, yeah, you have to take your bow and kill Guha, your best friend. Wow. Ramchandra took bow and arrow and he went. And in the meantime, he heard that Lord Ramchandra is coming to get me, the Guha. I said, my God, I came to see him and he's coming to see me in this way, my God. So what did he do? He went to Hanuman. And he was crying and crying. He said, Hanumanji, please help me. I don't know what to do. Lord Ramchandra is coming to kill me. What will I do? And he was crying. I said, and he was shaking his head, and he was crying, and he was lamenting. I said, okay, I will make sure, Lord Ramchandra, I will tell him. And while he was telling, Lord Ramchandra arrives at the place. And he was just trying, I'm so fallen, I'm in a mistake. And here's Lord Ramchandra holding bow and arrow. Oh my God! What a scene, you can imagine. It's just, I'm crying.
It's like
crying.
Bhishma
Huh?
It's like Bhishma
Yeah.
Bhishma.
And he was lamenting, and then he actually shoots the arrow. So it was told, what he has to follow. So the arrow goes and circumambulate Hanuman, because Hanuman's compassion on him was much higher than the Ramchandra's desire to punish him. The Hanuman was feeling so compassionate, it circumambulated Hanuman and went back to his river. The scene was, he was just calling out, Lord Ram, and he was just crying, and he was actually, so this is how we should be chanting, like Guha. He was just shouting, please forgive me, I've committed so many sins in my life, I'm just so fallen. And the compassion of Guru comes upon you. The Hanumanji, that is like a deadly combination, will actually save you from anything, any miseries or any calamities of this world. That's why Evam Parampara Praptam. It's so important. It's so wonderful. Are you getting it? So there are two factors. One is two important lessons. One is how intensely Guha was chanting names of Lord Ram. And second is the mercy of the devotees. So powerful. Right? Are you getting? Yes? So in our lives also, if we actually associate with devotees and somehow become very clear or very favorable, do some service in a way that pleases devotees' heart. Just pleases devotees' heart. Just like I know for a few of my god brothers, they know exactly what my spiritual master likes. One of my god brother, his name is Gauranga Prabhu, he knew exactly what how will I please my spiritual master. He helped him building GEV, Govardhan Eco Village. So this is what we can learn from this lesson from today's verse. There is so much more we can speak on this disciplic succession. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free.
Prabhuji, so what was the name again of the movie who was chanting wrong?
Guha.
Guha. So Guha was chanting wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and Ram was kind of killed, but
Yes.
he's chanting wrong.
Yes.
So
His holy name is more powerful than the Lord Himself. That's another beautiful lesson. The Lord Ram's name is so powerful that it can deliver, then the Lord can deliver Himself. Isn't it? Of course, in his heart he knew that he is innocent, but he has to follow the orders. Lord Ramchandra was always the example. Nobody, there's a lot of fake conversions are going on about, they talk about Krishna and they talk about so many things, but nobody can talk about Lord Ramchandra because he wasn't, he behaved like an ideal king, ideal human being. But Krishna appeared as full, he wasn't restricting himself, he was like a full moon. He appeared in his all full potency as a God himself. He didn't care what people were, whether you want to follow or don't follow, who cares? He appeared as a full, he showed his Madhurya Lila. Madhurya, affection. So it is very important for us when we come in disciplic succession, what we get, just like when we join the Navy or military, what we get is the support of the government. If police comes here with his normal attire, we'll feel, oh, it's a police. But if he doesn't come with attire, nobody will believe that he's from there. So when we actually come in disciplic succession, we have the whole parampara with us. Hari Bol. We have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Imagine God Nitai dancing with you. Hari Bol! When you are going in street and chanting, when we are having kirtan, Krishna is personally coming here. Hari Bol! And dancing with all of you. Hari Bol! It's happening. It's happening. Because the words of Narada cannot be forms. Narada saying, he's actually, Krishna is not in just Golok Vrindavan, Krishna is not in hearts of yogis, but he's dancing when devotees are coming together having kirtan. Hari Bol. So this is the power of kirtan. That's why coming together is so powerful and potent. It can transform, it can purify your heart into such a wonderful thing that you will not even know that the same guy or same girl that was me. You will see yourself completely different person. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. This person has come from 4 hours of traveling just to hear for a couple of minutes. Hari Bol. How many people wants to travel 4 hours to come here?
It's not a big deal.
Oh, and it's not a big
It's
deal.
like I like to drive in 4 hours.
That's his humility. So many people like to drive, but they don't come here. They go past by. Huh? So we were just describing how Hanumanji's mercy from today, okay? From the New Year's Day today, you can make our goal of our life that let me in our calling out, it's for me also. I'm also trying to get through that. It's not, I'm giving the messages of my previous spiritual masters. If we put our heart and soul in chanting of the holy names, just somehow or other put your heart, just like Guha. So this should inspire us. The Guha should be our example, how one should chant the holy name. Now the mind will keep going away, but all you need to do is just chant little bit loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like a Shabari, Mother Shabari, you know the story? She was a lady and she was from it wasn't like a very high birth. She was like a very simple birth she had, Shabari. And her spiritual master, Matan Rishi, had told that Lord Ramchandra will come when she was 11 years old. How old? 11 years. Imagine if somebody tells you that somebody is going to come to your house when you're 11. So you prepare nice feast. You make sure, because the Lord coming, make sure Lord is giving nice garland and flowers, arrangement and personally come. And if the next day, if he doesn't come, you probably give a text and I was hoping that you would come. And again the next day, you would not probably text, you would just stop. And then third day you would say, oh, forget it, he's not going to be here. But she waited, not the days, not the months, not the years together, and she became over 70 years old. How many? Over 7. And she became so old. She could hardly walk and she was laying the flowers every day with the same enthusiasm. Haribo! Wow! If we cannot get the bliss in chanting for one day, so does it work? And she was chanting the names, doing service for decades, literally, and becoming old. Ordinary person would lose hope, forget decades, probably somewhere in 1 year, maximum you can reach 1 year, or 6 months, in Kali Yuga probably 6 days. Several years. She had faith in a spiritual master. Evam parampara prapta. Guru mukha padma vakya chitte te kariya arana kariho mane asha. Spiritual master words, which is like a Guru mukha padma vakya. It is like a what you call a line on a rock. You're willing to die for the orders of the spiritual master. If spiritual master tells you, okay, yes, my dear disciple, you have to go and jump. You know, one time my godbrother, his name is Govind Prabhu, and this is a funny story actually, he came and gave a white cloth. My spiritual master, Radhanath Swami, he came and gave him the white cloth to to my godbrother Govind Prabhu. And then he said, can you die for me? And he became really serious. Oh my God, I have to die right now. He said, yes. And then here is a cloth, die for me. Huh? So when she wanted to tell her die means to change the color. He thought he just has to die. So the thing is, the disciple was willing to die for his spiritual master. So this is the faith, this is the faith, of course. So the Shabari was waiting, and the result of 70 years of austerity, finally Lord Ramchandra showed up one day. Hariva, what a joy it would be. Imagine, you have been chanting for so long and suddenly you feel joy in your heart. Wow, this works. Just like Mataji one time she was saying, this is working, Hariva. This works. You must have faith. Don't give it up. Have faith in the words of the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. The thing is, if we want something higher, something very, very high, which is like gives us the Krishna Prem, which is very rare, we have to be willing to pay the price. We have to be willing to pay the price. In a sense, that initial struggle is our price. The initial determination to come in contact with devotees is a struggle. Is it not? Yes or no? How many people think that it's easy to come on Sundays?
He just drove for hours.
He drove for 4 hours. We have so many things, do you think what you could have been doing? But after some time, when you get taste, you can't live coming without Sunday. Once you get taste, what happens? Oh my God, I just missed devotees. A few years back, that was my state, there was so many things were happening. I just loved to be with devotees, but I couldn't. So it was so sad. It's a very painful state. It is stated in 2nd chapter, 40th verse, Neha abhikramanasosthi pratyavayana swa alpapya sarmasya trayatam mahato bhaya. Just a little bit devotional service can deliver you from the greatest fear. And Prabhupada, what he meant was fear from the death. If we have a little bit association, that will actually, little bit devotion, which will free you from the greatest fear of death. But what is the greatest fear for devotees? They don't care about dying. The greatest fear for devotees is, what do you think? The greatest fear?
Forgetting Krishna.
Yeah, but more than that,
Losing association.
losing association of devotees is the greatest fear for devotees. Because if we lose association, we might even forget Krishna. Eventually what happens is mind is so, it gets entangled in so many activities and so many anarthas, unwanted things, that you start forgetting Krishna more and more. Does that happen? Yes or no? Yes? Sorry.
I was going to ask you, how do we look at devotees? Because sometimes I look at them like they're friends, like they just come and go, but like what's the proper and appropriate way to actually associate with devotees and see them in a way that's not where you don't take advantage of their company?
First of all, we should think that we don't deserve to be in association. We should never think that we deserve association. We should think, my God, such a fallen person. I feel like that many times. I love to read Bhakti Yoga Hari Bol. Such a fallen person like myself can also attend Hari Bol. So we don't really deserve to be in it. I personally feel I really don't deserve all of their association. It's like how we take devotees. It doesn't matter whether they may also have their own struggles and anarthas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not necessary that it has to be a very pure devotee. Then only I'm going to bow down. If it's impure, then the process, the fact that he has taken or she has taken shelter of the process, that's important. He has chanted once the holy name, that's important. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked 3 times, who is devotee, for 3 different times. The first time he said that devotee is only once if he chants Hare Krishna mantra, just once he is devotee, he is considered devotee. And second time he was asked, then he said that one who constantly chants the holy name is a devotee. And the third time when he was asked, what did he say? Just by looking at him you remember Krishna is a devotee. No. First, second and third stage. Just by looking at him is a devotee. Very well. Yesterday I happened to be wearing dress of a devotee, and not devotee, but I went to a place, historical district, and there was a full crowd, packed. I couldn't even go, I couldn't even move around. I had to go inside, and then there was one handicapped person, tears in his eyes. As soon as he saw me, he held my hand and said, "Thank you." And I felt like at least there's somebody who is appreciating. And he was on a chair, wheelchair, and he was holding my hands and he was saying thank you. And he didn't say anything after that. I don't know him, he doesn't know me, but just somehow we got connected. And that was a fulfillment of going through all these crowded streets. So we don't know. We are just trying to be. If we become devotee, means quite a big status. Devotee is a big status. We think casually, yeah, you're a devotee. But being a devotee means one who has devout faith in Krishna is a devotee. Yes. Now, devout faith means what? You may lose everything. It may go, everything will go the different direction, and you still want to be a devotee. Everything will go in all different directions, and you still want to be a devotee. Yes? Yes, how many people wants to be a devotee? Hariva, me too. Please pray let's pray for all of us. Let's try at least to be a devotee in this life. Because outside world, it will be natural for us to forget Krishna. Kali Yuga is designed, and it becomes more and more powerfully designed to forget Krishna. Yes, am I right, mother? Yes. As soon as you go, I was yesterday, oh my God, ooh, there's rock music was going on, and people were eating chicken. And the only source of their survival was chicken. As if that's the only thing available on earth is a chicken. I was just wondering, why Krishna wants me to be it's like crazy. People have lost their vision. They think only place to enjoy is rock music, and only thing eat is somebody else's dead flesh. That's civilization we are living in. If you're not part of it, you're considered as an alien coming from moon planet. Isn't it? It's just crazy. We don't know. We don't want to say what yesterday's. What people wear? It's just completely. It's just chaotic. They use the whatever words for the yoga and everything, and they roam like as if I'm here. Oh my God! They've lost vision, completely lost vision, because they have no understanding of the true nature of the life. Hare Krishna. Taking you guys away from prasadam. Srila Prabhupada ki. I wish we can go on every day. But next week we are going to have 12 hours. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Unfortunately, no napping. You can.
Yeah, but you can
Yeah, till sunset.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can do that. That's good.